Hey everyone, this is Attorney Andre. Now, did you know that the government can surveil you whenever they want, however they want? Now, we all know that the Freedom of Information Act after 9/11 allows them to do some kind of anonymous wiretaps. They can go to the FISA court and ask for certain things. They can get those certain things, but you don't even have to get that complicated anymore. The government can surveil you
It's probably just a survey.
based on a reasonable expectation of privacy. And that's the Carpenter doctrine. I want you to remember that Carpenter, it's a case, and it's a very important case because it's a case that establishes the general framework of the reasonable expectation of privacy. And the Carpenter case is essentially, and the other cases that are around that case talk about you can't be surveilled where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So, for example, without a warrant, the cops can't set a camera in your bedroom, right? You know that. But now it's getting easier because there was a case, and this is a very important case. It's got monumental repercussions. It's really a big deal. There was a case where the government put a camera pole in front of a guy's house. You can see into the living room, you can see into the windows, and they put this pole. It was a non-monitored pole, so there wasn't like some guy in the truck monitoring this camera. It went on every single time somebody walked past. It was motion detected, and every single time it walked past, someone walked past, a squirrel walked past, the guy walked out of his house. Anytime there was motion, it would turn on and it would stay on until a certain amount of time, and it would capture. It would be there 24/7, and this guy was being investigated by the federal government. So they put this pole camera up, and ultimately they arrest the guy. Ultimately he gets charged, and ultimately he files a motion saying, hey, look, you can't use this information. It's a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. It's a violation of essentially my freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures, specifically an unreasonable search. Now, what happens? The court says, no, it's not unreasonable. And the rationale should make all of you very worried. The rationale is serious. Here is what the court said. Few technologies have expanded more rapidly than the ubiquitous camera, which was worn by police officers, built into cell phones that the Carpenter called almost a feature of human anatomy, and strapped to front doors. Cutting-edge drone technology enables police to conduct discreet aerial investigations, while satellite images of homes are free and readily available to citizens and law enforcement alike. Artificial intelligence software accelerates facial identification and pattern recognition to a previously unimaginable degree. As video cameras proliferate throughout the society, regrettably, the reasonable expectation of privacy from filming is diminished. What does that really even mean? What does that mean? And they're mentioning artificial intelligence, they're mentioning drone technology. That means that your reasonable expectation of privacy is diminished based on the technology, and the court calls it unfortunate. It's not unfortunate for the feds. It's not unfortunate for the government that's trying to spy on you. It's unfortunate for us, the private citizens, because what's happening is that the government is saying we're going to spy on you, we're going to record, and you don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy because you're involved with all of this technology, AI technology, cell phone cameras, things that are a part of your human anatomy. That's what the court calls it, a part of your human anatomy. Now, look what's also part of your human anatomy. Look at what a lot of my viewers have in their homes. They have Alexa, they have Google Dot, they have whatever other technology they have to make their life easier. Now, these devices are always listening. I know these devices are always listening, and you know it because whenever you say, for example, like, hey Alexa, or hey Siri, or something like that, it turns on. So there has to be a prompt where this technology is listening in and listening for certain words to activate, or else it wouldn't be able to activate. It can't read minds. So it's listening for certain things. What would happen if, for example, the government were to say, regardless of what the private companies say, but if the government were to say, look, and the courts were to say, look, you're being surveilled and listened to in your own house all the time by technology that has been ubiquitous in society. It's almost like a human extension. So if you're letting this technology in your home, if society is letting this technology in your home, then it's not unreasonable for the government to go into your house with listening devices because you have no reasonable expectation of privacy. Somebody's listening to you and you're letting it happen because you're bringing it into your home. So this court case, it could be expanded so far because they're talking about artificial intelligence software. They're talking about body cams. They're talking about surveillance. They're talking about drones, things that are becoming more and more commonplace and things that we're voluntarily letting into our lives. This court case, it might be small, but it's going to have really wide implications. And eventually you're going to have a situation where something is going to get in front of the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is going to have to decide that, can the government listen into your living room? Can the government listen into your bedroom if you've got like a Siri application or an Alexa application or a Google Dot application that's listening to you on every move that you're making? Or on the inverse, can the government subpoena these companies and produce transcripts of what was said? Because unless those transcripts are stored on a local level, then you can get them from a third party source, and governments can subpoena anything. I mean, even private lawyers, even I can do it, subpoena whatever I want. I mean, just today I had a court case. The court allowed me to subpoena private bank records and said that was okay. Now, uh, I think that that's may be very good for me in my case, but can you imagine that if you're not okay with that? In any event, let me know what you think. Are you concerned about this? Are you concerned about this case? I'm going to put a link to the case so you can read the full description. Talk to you later. Comment, subscribe. You know what you got to do. Stay tuned. Bye.